So real quick backstory, and I hope I'm going to embarrass her a bunch actually, if that's okay. So real quick backstory: when she was about 5 or 6, I had her come on one of our stage events, and I had the whole crowd sing "Happy Birthday" to her on stage. It's not her birthday. Don't do that now. It'll actually. But what I didn't know, and this is something important as a parent, I learned these things. It apparently traumatized her for years to ever walk onto stage.
That room went on forever. There were 1 million people. It went on for like 7 miles, and there were so many faces. And
there were 50 people in the room. So, but she is now on stage, and it's actually, we're talking about ads and video. And what's so amazing about this is I taught her this maybe, a year ago?
9 months.
9 months ago, I introduced her to the concept of video, and she ran with it. Now, one thing I want to share with you, and so she's going to do a lot of the teaching of how to run and create these videos. So we're going to talk about storytelling and actually how to make these videos come to life. But what's so interesting about Ava is that we homeschool. We actually, while I work on technology and internet marketing, and I have for a very long time, we actually didn't give our kids technology. So Ava didn't get a phone until she was 13. Like, we didn't use a lot of computers. That was just a thing. And so we're very odd in that way. So she's learning these things very, very new, both learning technology, and it's become easy, right? Yes. Awesome. So let's go into it. This is about stop and watch. So my whole career has been as a direct response marketing copywriter. My job is to command attention for my ads and create things that capture attention, grab your eyeballs, and make you want to click and buy. And what's become so amazing is the new technology of video on the market, and it's moving so fast. So we're talking about scroll stopping ads with just a laptop and your imagination. And the idea is, as you're scrolling through something like Facebook, as you're scrolling through the web, you see something like this. Here we go.
For business love. What's up, everybody? Let's light this night. Lights up, we rise together, we shine. Future in motion, AI. For business.
Oh, yeah. I was actually debating to actually wear that on stage. There's a lot of surprises coming. That is not one of the surprises that you'll be seeing at this event. But here's the challenge that we have. It's for all of your benefit. Don't believe me. Here's the challenge that we have. We have this massive battle of attention. Right now, with this massive battle of attention, there was a study done, I believe it's called a kids camp study in New Zealand, where they strapped cameras onto, I think there was eighth graders, which was like 11, 12, 13, 14, and they followed them around. And what they found is that age group saw 700 to 800 advertisements per day for that age group. That's pretty wild, right? And at the same time, right now, as adults, we're seeing 4,000 to 10,000 advertisements through social media, through news, all these different things constantly. And so we're right now at this battle of attention. And more than ever, you have to capture your audience, build awareness, build trust, build rapport, and create that lasting memory. Like, you don't forget that. In fact, for some, it's burned in their memories, right? But you can create those ads. And stories do this better than anything else. And so my job as a copywriter is to understand these stories, bring them to life, and now we can use a video for that. And you can bring cinematic stories with no budget whatsoever, and the world of this is getting better and better and better.
There are 2 reasons why AI videos are going viral right now, and that is because of both the high demand and the low competition that these videos have. They're in incredibly high demand from business owners because they're both a fraction of a cost compared to hiring a film crew, a director, getting a location, hiring a cast, all that stuff to create a quality ad. And they're also more efficient. I make these ads for a really good one, about 7 hours. But compare 7 hours to 7 days, weeks, months for creating a good ad. And the second reason is the low competition. This is very, very true because, in fact, 53% of people worldwide heavily dislike AI and won't even touch it. Don't bother to learn it, even though there's so many people wanting to learn these things.
So right now, it's that battle of attention, that low competition. And if you imagine creating a full video, just like I did, that Sora video of me jumping out on stage in front of an audience, if you actually had to create that for real, what would it take? An entire audience, a whole film crew, music production, actors, practice, me not breaking my Achilles heel as I go and do that. It's instant now. That was a Sora video the day Sora came out, by the way. I created that video. Now it's gotten better and better and better. VO3, Ava's going to talk about VO 3.1. It's getting better and better and better. And as I mentioned earlier, we're starting with the story. We're starting with the creativity, because the tools are making it easy, but creativity is what matters the most. So I've created a simple 4-story structure for you for creating these powerful ads. The first is understanding Act 1, which is the grab. How do you grab their attention? How do you stop the scroll with a surprise or an emotion? And the second is the build. So building curiosity and tension, just like any other type of story. Then the reveal. How does this tie in to the transformation or the solution? And finally, how do you deliver the payoff or the call to action of the next step? And as we look at this, the easiest way to do this is to model what already works. So go to YouTube and just type in best commercials of all time. And you can create a commercial instantly, now modeling the best commercials. Now, I'm not saying plagiarize, but see what works. See what's out there. See what already exists. So this is a Volkswagen commercial. It was created. It's actually kind of interesting. It's a father and son looking to buy a Volkswagen from a woman, and she actually goes and does a bunch of crazy things with it. But I just took screenshots of this, and within 30 minutes, I created something very similar.
The hoses look good, but what about the alternator belt?
It seems a little worn and we should probably replace it soon after buying.
Sorry to bother you. I was wondering if you'd considered selling that old car of yours.
Well, hello there. It's funny you mention it. I just might be.
So the original video, unfortunately we didn't show it, is pretty funny. But imagine how much time, money, cost, actors, production it would have cost to produce that video. I did that, and some of you saw my Facebook post. I was up until 3 or 4 this morning. I did that at 2 in the morning last night, or this morning, I guess, in a matter of minutes by using simple prompts. And really, that first 3 seconds determines everything, and it makes it very, very easy. And AI now removes all the limitations. You can create scenarios that would cost normally $100,000 or more to film, to simply defy physics, to bridge the eyeballs and bridge your message in. And so here's a few things. All right, so here's some elements. If you can take a picture of that, it's smaller. I will actually give you a GPT, by the way. I made a custom GPT for all of you. I'll give you the QR code to actually have all of this there where it does it for you. So you can actually go ahead and just use a GPT. You don't even have to create this stuff instantly. Awesome. All right. But you need the character, the location, the movement, the statement, the camera work, and the mood. Those are the consistent things that you need inside of a video. And we're going to show some examples of videos that Ava made here following that model. But that character is something unpredictable, something unique, something that stands out. The location, right? Some weird things from weird place that's sort of off the movement. Being able to be a director or a cinematographer throughout your video as well. And again, you can now create a $100,000 production budget for just hundreds or less. And you can do the impossible, the absurd, defy physics. So here's a couple Sora 2 videos using certain prompts. Again, these were specially designed prompts to get a better quality out of Sora, and using that GPT that I'm about to give you to create some really interesting things. And none of this required more than just a simple type and copy and paste.
Who needs retirement when you can automate revenge?
Age doesn't matter. Adaptation does.
Imagine that opening your ad. Or what about this?
She doesn't code. She conquers.
Right? Or this, something absurd.
Orchestrate your chaos. Automate your rhythm.
Things that really stand out, grab your attention, make you stop the scroll. And none of that required hundreds of thousands of dollars, film crews, videos, editors, actors. All of that was a simple prompt. And so our job is to bridge entertainment with the business truth that ties you back into that story. And so we get into that, we pick your style. Again, the prompt that I'll give you actually does all of this. The ChatGPT that I'll give you does all of this. But you pick your style. Do you want it playful or bold or artistic? Is it elevated? Is it clever? If it's self-aware, turn that into feelings first and logic second. Feelings first and logic second. Right? People want to be stopped. They want to be entertained. Then you tie that in. And really, you're not making ads anymore. You're crafting stories that sell. So here's that GPT. I'll pass it over to Ava here, but go ahead and grab that GPT. What this does is it creates the storyline. It gives you ideas. So you can type in, I need to create a story around AI for Business Summit. And it'll give you 10 ideas or how many ideas you want. Then you choose an idea, and it'll actually give you the prompts, the image references, which Ava will talk about, and the video prompts to go along with it. So all you're doing, and that's a little bit more than copy and paste, Ava will explain it, but you're copying and pasting and creating amazing things. This video here, Ava created using this.
One more funnel, then I'll go to sleep.
He did not, in fact, create one more funnel. He fell asleep in 10 minutes. Seriously, John?
Why work all night when you can have I do it for you? Mood human. AI for business, so you never miss your beauty sleep.
Don't be like John. Let the robots do the work for you. Sign up for the free AI for Business Virtual Summit.
I should have done this ages ago.
That's right, John. You made a smart decision.
That was a longer video. It wasn't a single one. Give her a hand. That was pretty cool, right?
And after about 4 or 5 hours of sitting at my laptop like a gremlin, I got that done using that custom GPT. So before you start working on your video and prompting in VO3, there's a long process to get the perfect first frame for a high quality realistic video. And before this, after you have your story and you have your characters, your storyline, and all that, you need the right reference images for VO 3.1 because of the new frames. And to get the right characters, we're going to start off in Midjourney, which is right now I believe it's the most powerful AI image generator. And when you are thinking of your story, you're going to want to think of characters, and you're going to think of how you want your characters to be designed. Whenever you come up with your character design, like I think I want it to be, if I was making a professional video, I would have it with a man in a gray suit, and I would prompt that into Midjourney on a white background. The white background is very important for the next step, which is gonna.
That's midjourney.com.
Midjourney,
If you press the button one more time, I'll actually show the video. I think there's a video there.
There should be.
There we go. It's hard to see.
Yeah, it's super simple prompting. Midjourney is really powerful and smart, so you can do a broad prompt, and it'll still give you great output. So as you can see here, I was trying to make for that video, I was trying to make a bit of a sleep-deprived character. It came up with some funky generations, but it all turned out amazing. It was super realistic. However, Midjourney, if you're trying to make a longer video and you need a consistent character in every single scene, you're going to want to use Nano Banana.
This is Google Gemini Flash. I think it's 2.7, right?
Something like that.
So it's called Google Gemini Flash, codename Nano Banana.
Nano Banana is easier to remember. But as you can see in this screenshot here, every single image has the same character in different settings. So what you can do in Nano Banana is just drop in your character and write any prompt, any scene you want. Like if I came up with a character and I wanted him riding a giraffe into the sunset on the west or something like that, I could just come up with anything. And in every single generation, it's going to have the same character. It's amazing character consistency. This is really, really important for when you're creating your videos. The next step after Nano Banana is completely optional, but I would highly, highly recommend it. This is upscaling your video, or not your video, your image. Upscaling your image. A lot of AI tools completely lack texture that you would see in a photograph, and it makes it look AI, which sometimes just turns people off and they don't want to watch the video. Upscaling your image not only adds texture to that first frame, it transfers over to the entire video and will make your entire video look super realistic and so much better.
Press the button real quick, short example.
Should be an example there. Yep.
So here's an example of what upscaling is. It's a little hard to see, but you can see the big difference between the before and the after as well.
It's a little hard to see the before and after, but if you look closely, it adds texture. It makes hair stick out. You can see the texture of the skin, the clothes. It adds so much detail. It's so important to do this step. After that, after we have our upscaled image, we're going to put that in VO 3.1. And instead of just putting our image in there and just doing a bold prompt, like I said, giraffe riding into the sunset, we're not just going to prompt, oh, make him ride away like this. We're going to follow a very specific prompting structure that I use to get high quality, realistic ads.
And real quick, again, the GPT that I gave you has the prompting structure built into it. And so when Ava says VO 3.1, for those of you not familiar, that is Google's video generation tool. So Google VO 3.1, and you can use that. I believe it's about $200. You wouldn't know because I pay for it. It's about $200 to $227 a month. But just imagine how much you would have to pay to create these videos otherwise. So there are some tools, and these aren't the cheapest tools on the market. But for a scaler, I think it's about $27 a month. For the ChatGPT for the prompts, it's $20 a month. For VO 3.1, that's the most expensive tool at $227 a month right now. But using the Flash, Fast Flash, Google VO 3.1 Fast Flash, you can make limited videos. It's free right now. And so if you use that version, you can make as many videos and generations as you possibly want, which gets pretty cool because you can do so many different things. Mm-hmm. So that's the prompt that you can use. It's inside the GPT that we created for you.
All right. So for the prompting structure, there are 8 parts here. Not all of them are completely necessary, but we're going to start off with the first one. This is the primary subject. In this section right here, this is where you're going to put who your main character is, or describe your main character. That way, the VO 3.1 knows exactly who the video is centered around and who should be doing the action. After this, we're going to move straight into action happening. This is where you're going to put whatever weird thing you decide to put in your video, like the man in the suit. I think out there, it says he's doing a backflip or something, and you're going to describe your main character and then what action they are completing. After the action happening, we're going to put the dialogue, which is, what your character says. I feel like everyone knows that already. But you're going to say something in this one, like after the man in the suit does the backflip, he's going to say, sign up for AI for Business Live. You won't regret it, or something. This is where you're going to put the dialogue happening in your video. After this next one is the camera angle. And if you don't know fancy camera terms, it's not that important. I usually just do a quick zoom in on his face, slight camera shake, slow zoom out, something like that, just so your video isn't staying still the entire time, because then it becomes kind of boring to watch. After this, you're going to put the location, which is going to give context to VO 3.1 on where your video is taking place. So for instance, if you have your camera zooming out and you give context to VO 3.1, it is going to know exactly what to put in there, and it's not going to come up with something weird that doesn't fit into your video. After this, you're going to put the lighting. If you were making multiple clips, you want to put the same keywords there. I usually like to use dramatic or cinematic or something like that, modern. And if you put the same lighting keywords in every single clip, it's going to make your entire video, once you piece it together, it's going to look a lot better instead of going from bright to dark to bright to dark or something weird like that. After this, these next 2 are optional. I don't usually add them in, but number 7 is the mood. Completely optional. If you want to give VO 3.1 like some context on what you want your video to feel like. Like, I want this video to be humorous, make it cinematic or something like that. It's not necessary. Usually you can get enough context from the rest of the prompt. But if you want to add it, I mean, it takes 2 seconds to type in. And the last one, this is if VO3, the additional notes, this is if VO3 keeps messing up one part. Like, for me, what happens most often is it makes the dialogue that the character is supposed to be saying, it turns it into a voiceover, or that's swapped. And if that happens, I will reuse my prompt and I will put in additional notes. Please ensure that this character is the one doing the talking, not a voiceover or something like that. Whatever it's messing up, just be specific. And so here's a quick example here. If you want to take a picture of that, this is the prompting structure I always use. It's amazing. It turns out so well every time.
Just to try to read that here, it's super small on the screen, but a man in a suit is the primary. The action is the man will do backflips before saying, sign up for AI for Business. The dialogue was sign up for AI for Business Live with the zoom in and the location and the lighting.
Yeah, so usually I don't prompt this broadly in this. You can be super specific in each little section, and that turns out with much better results. And so another thing about VO 3.1, it doesn't always have consistent voices. I've made quite a few ads, and I think it's only done this once when I kept the character in the same setting the entire time and I didn't have to use 11 Labs. But if you want your character to have a consistent voice, you can go into 11 Labs. I usually just take 30 seconds to design I don't know what this is called. This is called a voice, yeah.
That's 11labs.io. 11 Labs.
.io, yeah.
11 Labs.
I don't know if you're covering that much at all in this event or not.
No, we have covered it on our virtual events as well. So for any of you that are unfamiliar with it, 11 Labs is a great voice cloning tool. And so you can create a voice, you can upload your voice, you can create a voice from scratch. There's voices already inside of it. But in the reference of what Ava's talking about, you can take that same voice all the way throughout so it doesn't change throughout that same character. Really, really important, especially if you're making these cinematic ads.
Yeah, me personally, I think 11 Labs is very simple to use. I just taught myself after sitting in on some of his live events. And I just make the voice and I just edit it in later because it's really simple. The editing software that I use personally is CapCut. There is a free version. It has all the tools you need. It's amazing. I love CapCut. But editing is what makes or breaks a video. If you just put all the clips together, you don't have any background noise or audio or anything like that, it'll turn out okay, but it's not going to be the best. So it doesn't have to be super advanced. I'm not a very good editor, but you can just piece your clips together, cut them down into the shots you want, the dialogue, and add some background music. Some sound design is really important, and it turns out so much better. It makes the video 2,000% better. Editing is it's the best part of the video. I just sit on my computer for 3 hours hunched over in the dark editing. It's so much fun.
So that's what it actually takes. It's just a laptop and imagination, which is really exciting now. Think about what you can do. Now, Ava was saying she does spend several hours. She's also self-taught in this. So, Ava, do I spend a lot of time showing you these things or teaching you?
You found a course on TikTok and had me watch it for an hour when I first started.
That's it. And that was when she first started, right? Found a course. She's sat through all of our virtual events because I do it in my office and I yell really loud on camera, as you guys know. And that's how you learn a lot of this AI stuff, right? Mm-hmm. So I actually don't teach them. I don't spend a lot of time teaching them one-on-one, but they have the same resources that all of you have. She's able to see our classes, not because she wants to sit in there. It's just because I talk really loud in the house and she can hear me in my office. And how many times you've attended the virtual 3-day?
Well, I work in your office, so anytime you're doing the event, it's just I'm sitting there, I'm listening in if I don't have my headphones on.
And so there's no special training. It's just touching and doing that. I also want to really stress something. Ava said multiple times it's taken 4 hours. It's taken 7 hours. How many hours or how many great ads do you need to make an impression on a business? One, who's willing to spend a few hours to make a really great ad or have somebody do that for you for a fraction of the cost of what it would to hire actors and voice actors and filmographers and everybody that you need to make an ad? And imagine in a single day. In fact, the ad we're about to show you did in one single day after an idea. And this opens up the playing field for all of us. Now, again, I talked about it, right? We're leveling the playing field. This is what the next step is. Being able to do the things that are slightly difficult that other people aren't willing to do. Because what other people do, they'll put a simple prompt in VO3 and say, okay, that's my ad. Or they'll do it in Sora and that's my ad. By taking these little steps, that's what the big difference is. And what's amazing right now is some people, I know Ava follows several of video creators online that do these. Some people are selling ads for as much as $40,000, $60,000, $100,000 right now for VO3 and AI created ads, which is amazing. All right, so this is your workflow?
Yeah, whole thing. You want to make your story first, and then you just follow the same workflow I just showed you. I think it has all the tech on that slide right there. Midjourney, Nano Banana, Magnific. Magnific is a tool that I use to upscale. It's so nice. I love it so much. And then VO 3.1, 11 Labs if you need a consistent voice, and then CapCut for editing.
All right, so here's an ad that Ava created. She's a big Hamilton fan. It goes on and on in our house. So check this one out.
Writing essays is hard. I wrote 5. I wrote 29. But at what cost?
Hey, ChatGPT, write me 50 more essays to defend the Constitution.
I can't begin to tell you how many hand cramps I have experienced these past 6 months.
It's so simple. I can take the next 6 months off.
Hamilton has written 51 essays already. I don't know how he does it.
All thanks to the free AI for Business Virtual Summit, I've written 51 essays and have time for a vacation. Don't wait. Sign up for the free 3-day virtual event.
That was all her handiwork. There's the prompt one more time. The viral script writer, everything that you need there. You can go out and do this right away, create some amazing stuff. Give Ava a hand.
That's a wrap for this episode of the AI for Business podcast. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit subscribe and pass it along to a friend or colleague. We appreciate you being here, and we'll catch you in the next one.